I think like the most important thing when Jason entered into treatment, there's a lot of times that you have a lot of expectations for the addict when they come home. You want them to come in on the white knight on the horse and be the person that you always wanted them to be. Well, you almost have to drop your expectations of your spouse and make sure that you're taking care of yourself, work your own program, do the things that you need to do to be a healthy individual and not expect them to be the white knight on the horse. Because in that moment when they're coming back, they're gonna need to worry about themselves. They're gonna need to worry about their program. They're not gonna be that person that you want them to be for a while. They're trying to navigate a new world. And so if you have those expectations, you're gonna be let down. Also, it's super important that the wife or the spouse get help for themselves, because a lot of times there's so much trauma, there's manipulation, there are so many things that happen when you are in a household of addiction that you have to be able to get the help for yourself, or that person's gonna come home and you are gonna have resentments, you're gonna have trauma, there are things that are gonna be triggering, and you're gonna wanna poke the bear. There's certain instances where somebody in recovery is trying to work their program and you don't wanna be the person that's nagging them, complaining, talking to them 24/7. It's difficult to say every single thing that you need to have somebody do when they come home, but I think the most important thing is the husband needs to work a program, the wife needs to work a program. If you're not, you guys are gonna be off on separate pages. One person's gonna be recovering, this person's gonna stay stagnant, and eventually you guys are gonna fade away. I think that's really important for a household, for families to understand. There are programs for kids, there are teen programs, there's all different kinds of programs. The kids are gonna need the help too. It's a family disease. That's what people do not understand. This is not the addict's disease where they go and they get help and everything's gonna be fine and they come back. No. It's like a tornado coming through your house and everything is displaced, and now the family has to come and pick up the pieces. I've said for a long time, it's the addict that always gets glorified. They're the ones that get taken care of. They get to go to treatment. But what about the wife? She's the one that's left home with the kids, have to pick up everything. It's easy to be resentful towards that person. But also, if you want to make that relationship last and that family dynamic be the strongest it's ever been, you better believe you better be doing the same work that he's doing, because you're going to need it. And that's how I got through it. That's how Jason and I got through it. We've been married 10 years this year, and it's the best, these last 3 years that he's been sober have been the best years of our life, because we are so connected, we're so rooted, and our family is so strong because we both work a program. We both care about our relationship with each other. Marriage is not easy, it's work. And it's in these very vulnerable moments when you're with your spouse that you need to be doing the work as well. Jason went to 13 treatment facilities, so I think it's really important to understand that it's not a one-time fix and the person's cured. Like, this is a disease. It's a disease of addiction. It's a disease of the mind. It's a mental health disorder. It is so many things that is so faceted that when somebody goes to treatment and they come home, they're not cured. Like, this is something that they're gonna have to work on the rest of their life. They might relapse, but it's really important that, you have the tools as well as the spouse to be able to understand that if that person relapses, well, what do? You need to have the boundaries. You need to have all of these tools to be able to give the best guidance for the significant other.